you will still take crappy pictures. And this applies to every field in design and even every other field in life. An understanding of the basics first will go a long way to helping you with any tool you jump on. Okay, in this video, I just want to establish one thing, and this stems off from the fact that I hear a couple of persons, especially aspiring designers, who would tell you they are waiting for a certain kind of tool before they can begin to do designs. Now I'm speaking from the UI design point of view. I know there are industry standards softwares like Figma, Penport, Adobe XD and the likes, but I mean Lunacy inclusive and the likes, but I also need you to understand that you don't have to wait until you have access to those tools for you to be able to do very good designs, especially UI designs, right? We have other alternatives that could also do this work for you. A typical example, as you always know in this channel, I speak a lot about Affinity Designer, right? A typical example would be Affinity Designer. Affinity Designer can also help you design UI interfaces, especially if what you just want to do is design these interfaces and present them to your client or to your boss or to your manager, whoever it is. But one caveat here would be, if your goal is to be able to create interactions while you are doing your design, Affinity Designer might not be the go-to tool for you. But however, if you know how to use other third-party tools that can do prototyping, you can also use Affinity Designer and jump on those prototyping to export your assets into those prototyping tool and still use them to create the kind of interactions you want to see. So this is me not discrediting these other industry standards. I mean, they are awesome. I use them as time permits me. Times when you don't have access to these tools, and especially for aspiring designer, I keep hinting on that. You can quickly jump on Affinity Designer and begin to create the screens you need to create. Worst case scenario, you can begin to create the screens you need to create to give you an idea of what you want to create eventually when you jump on Figma. But the truth is, you probably may not even need to do so. Now, I'll tell you a story of what happened recently. I'm currently working on or building an application for aspiring designers. It's more of like in the edutech field or industry. And I started off in Affinity Designer. I designed all the screens in Affinity Designer, and good thing, Figma as it stands right now can take PDF. So when I was done with these screens, I exported them as PDF. Documents and imported them into Figma as screens, and I bet you everything came out like I expected them, right? And I can go on to begin to iterate on that, but the good thing is I already have an established screen to work with that can be shipped to developers at the very basic level and begin to do what they need to do. So in this video, this is not me, or this is not us trying to show design skills or trying to do anything extraordinary. This is just us trying to replicate a screen using Affinity Designer, right? And at the heart of it is to establish the fact that I repeat again, you don't need an industry standard tools to start to. You don't need to wait for industry standard tools to start to do your UI designs. You can literally do your UI designs with other graphic design tools, right? And the most important thing is understanding the basics and the principles behind design itself, right? Take for instance, I do photography on the side. One thing I have also realized that it's not really about the kind of camera you're using. Yes, camera come to play, but if you lack the basic principles behind photography, you will still create low power shots, right? If you don't understand rule of third, you don't understand composition, you can't understand lines, you can't picture you can't picture a shot in your head before taking them, you don't understand the positioning of lighting and all of those things, you will still take crappy pictures. And this applies to every field in design and even every other field in life. An understanding of the basics first will go a long way to helping you with any tool you jump on. So whatever tool you're using, the only learning curve would be, where do I get this on this particular software? As soon as you have been able to establish this, because pretty much all this software literally have almost similar interfaces, just for you to identify where they are and begin to use. And I hope somebody will find this useful, and somebody will be encouraged to take that leap and begin to do designs and not procrastinate and wait for the so-called industry standard tools. So come with me as we recreate the screen. And by the way, I want to give a shout out to Arip. Arip is the owner of the screen we're trying to replicate here. And yeah, see you.